Hey guys, and welcome back to Become a God. As you can see here, I've decided to join the dark side and take the red combat for a spin on the ladder today. I really just want to start climbing and getting those stars, and red combat's just a very good deck to do that. It's very linear, it's very powerful, and the decision tree's not that complex compared to other decks that I've played on this show, so it'd be nice to just play something a bit more streamlined, and I hope you guys learn something from it. If you guys are looking to climb the ladder, red combat is usually a very good choice, just because it's quite easy to pilot, and you don't have to put so much brain power into getting those stars. So yeah, this is a solid deck. We're going to climb with it now, and hopefully this time, because the last two episodes not very good so far, I'll be able to start climbing the ladder. So let's get into the matches, see how it performs. Alright guys, into our first match here. This is a really solid hand. I'd like to get an axe grinder, actually. So I think I'm just going to throw the Grimguard and try and find an axe grinder. I didn't find one, unfortunately. But I'm pretty happy with this hand. This gives me 4 damage of removal if I need it. Cypher's a bit slow, but we're just going to build the mountains towards it and get this card down as quickly as possible. It can be actually a big problem for some decks to deal with if they don't have removal that lines up, or they don't have a transform effect to check it. Let's see what my opponent develops first. It's going to be a desert. And looks like a pass, so let's start building over there. Getting these mountains down. I'm going to get a ground shaker right by here. On the follow-up play, I'm going to go up to 8 Faeria, so I won't be able to flame burst immediately. Oh, is this sacrifice? Could very well be sacrifice we're going against. But I am going to get the ground shaker down now. I want to get that Faeria collection. But I also want the threat of this 5/6 just being in this region, being just an absolute nuisance. Now, I can actually change my plan here. We were talking about Cypher. But if my opponent... Oh, my opponent's developed land here. That's absolutely fine. So... Oh, annoying that. Okay. And a Weeping Idol into a Hold the Line. This is a very interesting turn from my opponent because what am I going to do? Do I leave this Weeping Idol up? Because it's going to get value from the Nats, but it's also going to get value from all this stuff. So I think I actually Flame Burst this, which might seem a bit strange, but I don't want my opponent getting ahead in Faeria. So yeah, we're just gonna Flame Burst this guy. I think we can double neutral this turn. So we can get an aggressive mountain here. Yeah, I think we just crack the Nat. See where the Nat ends up. Ah, that's pretty good. Okay. I'm happy with the Nat being in that region. Now, we're a bit vulnerable to Wind Soldier. We know our opponent does have another Imperial Guard in hand. I'm going to take my Axe Grinder spot, but that's fine. I want to be more aggressive here. I want to be the aggressor. Going forward, Imperial Guard are going to come down. I have a Bomb Slinger that checks this, which is pretty good. And then I can kill this one as well. So yeah, we'll take the Bomb Slinger mountain this turn. Crack this open. Bit of healing. Hit this. And we'll pass. So we don't want to kill the Nat with a Cypher's Wrath because it might spawn next to the Bomb Slinger. And ideally, I want the Bomb Slinger to double collect. If I can get away with it. Well, we'll see what happens. So there might be some mobility. You know, just shimmy this little Nat along. Take some damage. It looks like an aggressive forest come down. Is this a messenger? That's definitely a place to put it. Wild Avenger. Alright. Bomb Slinger Cypher's Wrath. On this? Well, Bomb Slinger on this, finish it off with the Ground Shaker, and then Cypher's Wrath this? This is actually pretty annoying for me because it kills my Bomb Slinger so easily. Yeah, I think we try and get this Nat out of the way. So we go for the Bomb Slinger first because we want to make sure that the Nat doesn't spawn on this tile. Because if the gnat spawns on this tile, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Now, I could just take... The thing is, if the gnat was here, or say here, I probably wouldn't Cypher's Wrath it, simply because it's nowhere near my double collector, but because it's so close to my double collector, I want the Cypher's Wrath it just to get it away from me. I'm willing to roll the dice here, and yeah, excellent. So the gnat is now safely away from my bomb slingers, and my bomb slinger can now push 4 damage next turn, and I still have this guy double collecting. Now, if this gnat decides to go a bit more aggressive, I do have the Grimguard to check it. Grimguard into gnat, that is a really, really sad combination for my opponent to experience. But things are looking pretty good. The bomb slinger there was fantastic. It just, like, we got so much use out of the ground shaker anyway. And yeah, you can see the gnat is looking to push a little bit of damage here, which is absolutely fine. We'll take a draw. Yeah, I'm going to go for Cypher. Aggressive Cypher here, just put on the pressure. This gnat can't collect Faeria, so there's no Last Nightmare this turn unless there's a Desert into Soul Pact. Time of Legends, okay. Pushes 1, that's fine. Double neutral across to this well. Into a Doom Gate. Gonna sack this, draw a card. Sport it in double collection, doesn't really make a difference. Now, I don't think Doomgate is going to have time to stop me from this situation. So my plan is to just keep applying the pressure. Now, I made a mountain for the Grimguard there because I want to be able to Horsemaster this onto this tile, but also shimmy the Grimguard across so I can push a lot of damage. So I'm looking at 13 damage next turn off the Horsemaster. But like I said, if I didn't make the mountain here and Grimguard came on this spot, it'd actually be in the way and I wouldn't be able to curve this around the left side of the orb and make sure we can get all the hits in. So yeah, let's go into set up lethal with the Horsemaster, but don't need it. I just top decked the Gift of Steel there. But we did have lethal anyway, even if the Gift of Steel didn't get ripped off the top. We also had Firestorm as well. That would have set up lethal because the 2 damage from the Gnat dying would also be a way to clear it. But yeah, there we have it. Very swift game there. Not a good matchup for Gnats, Red Combat, especially now Grimguard has replaced Underground Boss. Since the patch a few months ago. So yeah, pretty poor matchup for any kind of Gnat based deck, but good to see a win on the board to start things off. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's move on to our next match. Alright guys, into our next match. I am gonna throw the Silent Horsemaster and just see what I get. This is deja vu, guys. As you can see, I'm rank 9, so I was queuing up to play my next game and there was like a connection issue and I'd like automatically won the match and I was on a win streak, so it just bumped me straight up to rank 9. So it feels bad for my opponent. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, it was a little unfortunate that my opponent had to leave or had a connection issue, but it did give me some stars, so I'm not going to complain about it. And greetings to you, my friend. So, what do we want to do? Like, this kind of indicates... I put a mountain here in case there was rush. But now it's some kind of green, maybe tempo mid-range deck. We could side switch. Like, I don't think side switching is a terrible idea, but it is green. I mean, because if I don't side switch now, I could have the problem of, like, just not being able to kill a massive power-up creature. So yeah, we're gonna side switch here. We're gonna match our opponent face on. This jumper gives me just a bit of an indication that this is a faster green deck that we might be used to. So I just want to make sure that we can check it. See Elderwood Embrace coming down straight away. So it just goes to show that my opponent, is going to be the aggressor in this matchup, it seems. And I can't collect Faeria really without this getting cleared, but I could play the Ground Shaker behind it. Yeah, let's force my opponent to double land. I could just collect off this well. Now I'm the defender, so we'll go for the ground shaker this side. And if I pick up, like, I don't know, an axe grinder or something like that, or a horse master if I need one, I can chuck it on the left-hand side here and just collect off this well while my opponent comes down this way. So more power-ups create more problems for this matchup. So I'm hoping there isn't another power-up. I'm hoping this is just going to be a clear. My opponent's going to maybe think, oh, right, doesn't have enough damage to finish it off. No, it's going to be a power-up. Of course, it's going to be a power-up. This is actually not a bad power-up, necessarily, simply because I have, like, the Flame Burst to finish it off. My only issue is I don't really have a follow-up play. Unless I +1? No, I don't have the mountain to play Cypher. A little unfortunate there, so maybe I should have made a mountain here instead of the double neutral to line up Cypher Flame Burst. That probably was a little better instead of going for the double neutral there. So a little bit of a misstep from me. I will take a draw. Unless I take Mountain Horsemaster. Anyway, and I just do that and start collecting. Horsemaster could be handy later on. I think I go Mountain Horsemaster. Because this sets up not only Cypher for next turn, but it also sets up a collector that should just stick around. Unless there is a Deepwood Stalker, it should be pretty good. Now I think we're in a decent spot now. Goes for a forest here instead of here. Goes for the ancient boar. Gonna just rush that down. Okay. So this is just a Cypher turn. Just slap Cypher down. Yeah, this would have definitely been better as a mountain, because I could just play Cypher on the well spot. But yep, I think we just +1. Like we just need to build a bit of Faeria. Ground Shaker is a good play for next turn. If a power up comes down, it's a little unfortunate, but I'm kind of expecting it, to be honest. Oh, Crystal Flower. Okay, that's not bad, is it? So the +1 now allows us to Ground Shaker. Clear the collector. So my opponent is just kind of floating on with free Faeria from the start of the turn. Can go up to 6 with a +1. Could collect up to 7. Is that another Crystal Flower? Because if it is, that is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This isn't too much pressure though, it's just 4 damage a turn. If I pick up a Bomb Slinger at any point, like I'm back in this match. I'm probably ahead in this match, to be honest. And I don't mind letting this Crystal Flower just tick away now. I can move Colette, clear the boar, and then maybe deal with whatever threat comes down here with a Flame Burst or a Gift of Steel. Probably Gift of Steel. Like, I don't mind Gift of Steel in this Horsemaster, and then just like finishing off something if it's like a Grove Guardian, for example. Okay, another Crystal Flower. just keeping it out of range there. Fair enough. So Crystal Flower. Oh baby, that is what we wanted to see. Bomb Slinger right off the top there. Take care of all the aggression. And now we are in the driver's seat. We have initiative on board. You know, we have 2 creatures. My opponent has to set up something. Goes to the Emperor's Command to clear. Goes for a draw. And Cypher is almost back. Right, we can take a draw now. We can't play the Ground Shaker, so let's just draw a card. Garadan, and we'll pass. Nice thing is that Silent Horsemaster is in reach of whatever comes down here. And with the Gift of Steel, like I can kill a Grove Guardian. That's pretty good, I think. This guy has already collected a lot of Faeria for us, so I'm pretty happy I made the decision to set up the Horsemaster on this spot. Yeah, we get the Gift of Steel down. We can kill whatever shows up here as long as it hasn't got too much life. Unless it moves to the side. Unless it dashes away. Hello, Cypher. Ooh. If I draw a Horsemaster, I'm in the money, guys. So that is what I'm looking for. Oh, I'll do. Yeah, and we're going to move here. It looked like I was on that tile, but I was just on this tile here. That Bomb Slinger Cypher's Wrath combo, pretty good. It's gonna be tough for my opponent to come back, really. Because I'm just going to kill everything that shows up. Which is one of the main strengths of Red Combat. And that's another Emperor's Command on my Bomb Slinger without doing much else. And another Bomb Slinger to hand. Oh my goodness. Let's take a draw. Yep. Just going to wait. So that Crystal Flower is going to crack open. Grand Shake is going to go on this land. And then I'm just going to double neutral up. To allow me to get ready. I might actually just Gyaradan this turn. Oh, Horsemaster. That's even better. Because that, my friends, is lethal. And there we have it. Another game in the bag, and it looked a bit concerning at the start, but the fact there was no Elderwood Embrace really helped. Like, the Tiki Caretaker still allowed me to clear with the Ground Shaker Flame Burst combo, which was absolutely crucial, because if that messenger just kept getting powered up, it was going to be a big problem. The Crystal Flowers didn't really have that much effect because I was able to top deck the Bomb Slingers, and the Bomb Slingers played a huge role there in that victory. But yeah, pretty good. I think I made a misstep with my double neutral here. I should have went Mountain because I could have got the Cypher down, and I feel that would have worked. But the Horsemaster play was a good a good plan B, I guess, and it did kind of work out for me. So looking pretty good already on a win streak, 2 stars into 9. I've done better in this episode than I've done in the last like 3. So just goes to show, if you play these very stable linear decks, they can prove to be very effective. So let's get into our next match and keep this win streak going. Alright guys, another match, hopefully another win. We're going to just throw this all away. We want to find something we can play. Grimguard, very solid pick there. As long as we're not playing against yellow, it's going to be pretty good actually, because we're going to be able to Gift of Steel it up to a 5-8, and I think that could be pretty strong. Now I will be going down the side again just in case my opponent's playing Rush. There's one thing that it might be worth getting used to, depending on if you go first or second, if you're playing these kind of mid-range decks, because you don't want to build across here if your opponent starts smoking down, because it makes your defenses worse. Whereas if you just go here on turn 1, you can still apply the same amount of pressure up the lane. The only difference is basically you just go this way instead of this way. It actually can create better Horsemaster paths as well, so that's something to consider. So yeah, Grimguard is just so solid here. It's just a bulky creature. It's going to be a bit of a nuisance for my opponent to deal with. I'm probably going to double neutral next turn, because I'm just going to double neutral into the wells, move this guy up, and then probably play an Axe Grinder behind, just in case something does happen to this. Maybe we see Horsemaster into a couple of power-ups. But it looks like my opponent's actually splitting off. I didn't expect that. I was expecting land in here. This is a cheeky little tactic that's good against red if you're playing green. Just slot a Willow on your own well, because to be fair, there's not a lot that red can do about it. This should just collect Faeria for the whole game, unless I get a creature over there later on. So really strong follow-up play now. We have the Horsemaster into the Gift of Steel, and we can just eat up this Wood Elemental, collect off this well, and have Grimguard in a really threatening position. And even moving back's not going to help unless a creature comes down here. It's going to be a Grove Guardian, but we still have a really good answer to that in the Gift of Steel Cypher's Wrath. So looking pretty good regardless. Yeah, well, that's pretty solid. I guess I could have kept the Axe Grinder actually. I wasn't expecting him to go here, to be honest. I was expecting him to come into the wells. Yep, gonna munch you up. There we go. Nice good opening hit there. If this gets removed somehow, I do have Horsemaster for Axe Grinder to kill the Wood Elemental, so that's pretty solid. You know, I'm pretty happy with that so far. It's interesting. My opponent decided to make that more defensive line after playing so aggressively there. So yeah, I find that very intriguing. I'd be curious to find out why. But then again, I guess it was just because of the Willow. Maybe the Willow was drawn and then my opponent thought, actually, I could just slot a Willow over to the side and that should collect Faeria forever for me. I say forever very loosely. So I am going to take a draw. Gift of Steel. I wanted Cypher's Wrath or Flame Burst so I could Horsemaster and finish off the Wood Elemental. Because, unfortunately, Firestorm's just a little pricey in this situation. Not something I want to pay for. I guess I could just do this instead. Collect. Yeah, we'll just collect hit into Firestorm. We still keep our Grimguard. We put this down to 1, so Groundshaker's an amazing top deck. This is still a 5/3, so even if this gets Elderwooded, they're still going to trade. And I do lose initiative from there, but I don't think it's that bad because I'll be able to rebuild on, say, maybe on this tile with a Grimguard and have it in double collection. Very much depends on what my opponent draws. If there's no power-ups, I'm in an amazing position. Is that an Elderwood off the top? No, it's going to be an Earthcraft. Maybe land here. I like land here off the Earthcraft. Just makes my Horsemasters really awkward. Decides to go on the well spot. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So my plan is to double neutral next turn, because if this doesn't get cleared and I get the free kill on the Wood Elemental, I can move this up, I can finish off the Wood Elemental, and then I can line up a Horsemaster play to finish this off. So I can kill 2 Harvesters over 2 turns. Actually, I can just go for the Horsemaster play now and get this in a really good position. Get an aggressive Mountain down right in the middle. And then I could set up a double Collector. I want to put my Horsemaster here, so maybe I just neutral, actually. So yeah, we'll go for the neutral instead. Yeah, now we're threatening the Willow. There's a lot of Faeria kind of floating around for my opponent, and a reasonable hand size as well. So I'm going to have to answer some threats, but as long as the Horsemaster lives, I should be in a pretty good situation, because the Horsemaster is going to double collect for me, so I can go back up to 7 Faeria next turn. I do have the Gift of Steel. Now I have some pretty healthy options going forward. So wait, there's a lot of forests. Is this an Everlife deck? It could very well be with all these forests, or maybe it's just got Skywhale in it. Skywhale could also be a reason why we're seeing so many forests. Looks like another card is being considered. Oh, okay. Another guy. So I can just gift this one up. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, the positioning is so awkward here. Oh man, I have such a good line if I didn't have to move onto that mountain. Because I would be able to double collect into into the Bomb Slinger into +1 Gift of Steel. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I guess I Gift of Steel and clear this one. I still die to this zone, which I don't like. I'd rather keep this alive and kill this. If I collect a Mountain Bomb Slinger finish, that's not good enough for me. Okay, we're going to take a draw, I think, because I don't know. You know what? I'm happy if these get cleared out. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go for the Gift of Steel here. I'm going to finish off this, but then I'm going to Mountain over here. And I'm going to play the Brigand, I think. No, let's go for the Grimguard. Let's get the damage in. Let's start trying to finish off my opponent in the next few turns. Because the reason Grimguard's just a little better is because a power-up doesn't kill it. Whereas, like, the Brigand, if an Elderwood Embrace came down, or even a Tiki Caretaker, it'd be enough for the Willow to just finish it off. Now the Willow needs 2 power-ups to finish this off, and if it doesn't get powered up at all, I might get some good value off it. So this is just going to get killed out. I think this Grimguard's done tremendous work since the start of the game. I've had this Grimguard since turn 2, I believe. So a turn 2 Grimguard, just staying alive, fighting the good fight. Oh wow, aggressive land placement there. Earthcraft on this spot? No? Interesting. Crystal Flower? Feed? There's going to be a feed here, right? Ancient Boar. I'll just look into contest the Horsemaster by the looks of things. So we have double collect Mountain Bomb Slinger, hit the orb. That looks really, really good here. We also had the option of killing the Willow. That's also an option. We could move across. Oh no, we won't have enough Faeria. We won't have enough Faeria. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be the best line, because this allows us to push damage and try and set up lethal very soon. My opponent goes up to 4 Faeria on the collect of this well. Could then feed for another 6 and go up to 10. I like the Earthcraft. I like the forest here before off that Earthcraft, because it means I can't develop lands off the right side of my orb. If you're going to Earthcraft, you didn't need a double neutral, I guess. You could have just forest Earthcraft. My opponent considering what to do here. I'm still collecting off 2 wells, even if this taunts this up. As long as this doesn't die, collecting off 2 wells is going to be absolutely fine. Goes for a forest. Goes for the feed. Doesn't collect first, so it does miss out on a Faeria. But it went up to 10 Faeria if the Willow had collected first. Is that the tree? Yep, it is the tree. Oh, and into the taunt. Okay, cool. So I need 1 damage. Oh, no, just set up lethal for me. So yeah, that is going to be lethal. We're going to just hit here, and then we throw the Flame Burst at the orb. So if my opponent hadn't made the hit there, would have been absolutely fine for a turn, and I think it was just a little safer overall, because if I didn't have lethal in hand from the 2 damage, so I needed 4 damage, which is a little awkward to set up lethal for red. In that situation, it's going to be 3 damage usually that I can deal from hand. If I have like Ground Shaker, Flame Burst, I'm going to need at least 8 Faeria to work with, which I didn't have at that point. So in that situation, it was better not to hit the Grimguard and just hope that the Tree of Everlife procs on the following turn, get that big heal, and then get that big creature to kind of fight back and keep me at bay. But good game there, if you're watching Jupiter, I know I sound very critical. It's not me trying to be critical or just trying to call you out or anything. It's just like me spotting things that are being done, and hopefully you can learn a little bit from this match if you are watching. But keep at it. It's nice to see a Tree of Everlife deck. I was a big fan of mono green Tree of Everlife when it was a little bit stronger as a card before its change. So it's pretty cool to see that deck being played on the ladder. Alright guys, into our next match, and we have a very powerful opponent going forward top of the leaderboards for the Aurora Seasonal Cup X-Ged, which we also featured the green-blue jump deck from the last episode. So this is going to be a tough one, that's for sure. I quite like this hand, actually. I got a collector, I got a durable collector, I got a mana-efficient collector, but I also have a bit of removal in hand, so I'm just going to keep this. I don't see a reason to mulligan at all. And it's going to be X-Ged kicking things off here with a desert in front of the orb. This could still be rush. Could be like some Sagittarius rush, but I'm going to assume it's not. So I'm just going to go for the mountain in front of my orb. I'm going to get here on the next turn. This is where I just see double neutral come down and just facepalm. But yeah, this should be an interesting game. We'll see how it turns out. Outland Ranger into the campfire. Oh, into no campfire, so doesn't really mind if it gets removed. Interesting. I think we do go for the Brigand here. Just try and get value out of this early. Do I Flame Burst this? No, I'm not gonna Flame Burst it. No campfire was used, so I'm gonna let this collect campfire first and then Flame Burst it. I want to get that campfire out of hand. I think I can with the Brigand, because if the Outland Ranger wants to collect on this well, it needs to campfire to stop the trade, and the trade is in my favor because I get a refund from the combat ability. So it's kind of a bit of a debate here. I'm just going for the Choking Sands. That's really good for me. That's one Faeria value right there. And maybe we don't see the campfire. If we see the campfire, I probably go for the Bomb Slinger. I'm hoping just for a Cypher's Wrath, because if there's no campfire, I can just Cypher's Wrath it. I can double neutral straight across and go into the Grimguard, which gets me the Axe Grinder spot for the future. Another Outland Ranger. Okay. Yeah, let's go for the double clear. Let's just completely starve our opponent to Faeria. So we're gonna Bomb Slinger this one, and then we're gonna Flame Burst this one, and this is what this match is gonna be about: is who can starve the player of Faeria first and keep control of the board. And that's generally how this is. Both of us are kind of mid-range decks. Well, this is more of a tempo orientated deck. But as you can see, +1, so you can tell that we are very concerned about keeping Faeria. Wind Soldier's pretty devastating here because you can go Wind Soldier, Campfire, Campfire. But I think I'm okay with that because I'd rather just get these Campfires out of the hand now and get that Wind Soldier out of the hand and just see if he's willing to expend those resources. I think it's a pretty good trade-off for me. I gain 2 damage to my opponent's orb. My opponent does collect a Faeria because the Wind Soldier will collect when it comes down here. But I do get those campfires out of hand. I don't want to forget about them and they show up later and just bite me in the butt. Like, not what I want. So what's next for my opponent? Are we going to see a Wind Soldier? Wind Soldier's pretty crucial going forward here, I think. Unless it's just another Choking Sands. Another Choking Sands is pretty decent, I think. Who knows what will happen next? Will the Wind Soldier come down with the Campfire? Oh, taking the Axe Grinder spots. I respect that. So I would love the double neutral Horsemaster Gift of Steel, but I don't have that luxury, so I'm just going to move up, I'm going to Campfire, and then I'm just going to +1. This allows me to Ground Shaker next turn, just off +1 Faeria, so I am just setting up a way to play another creature on the follow-up. If the Manta Rider decides to go to the well on the right, maybe lining up for a Flash Wind play on the follow-up, I can then just Horsemaster in between the wells if that well spot doesn't get taken by here. And then I can push 7 damage and just start applying a lot of pressure. This could be answered to Grimguard with the Wind Soldier Manta Rider. I could also go collect Flash Wind, collect +1 Nightmare. That would be pretty strong, but I do know 2 of those cards are Campfires, which is pretty good for me with a Gift of Steel because the Campfires only push the Manta Rider up to a 7/5, which means it still dies to the Grimguard and it actually doesn't kill it. So 2 Campfires +1 Soul Drain as an answer to clear it out leaves that 2/2. It's very vulnerable against something like a Grimguard. Something like Red Combat, you know, being able to Cypher's Wrath and stuff like that. So it takes a draw. Okay. So there's no Nightmare this turn, unless there's a Soul Pact. Alright, we're going to go with the plan we had originally. It's neutral here, we'll go for the Horsemaster. Take a neutral here. And then get a nice solid 7 damage to the orb. A lot of cards in my opponent's hand. Hopefully my Horsemaster lives. I'm not expecting it to. Like, Wind Soldier's pretty tidy here. It's going to be able to double collect and finish off my Silent Horsemaster 1-for-1 Faeria, but I don't know if there's a Wind Soldier in hand. I definitely don't think there's a Wind Soldier in hand from where we had the Grimguard as a 2/5, because the double Campfire Wind Soldier was just so clean. So unless a Wind Soldier's been picked up, I'm hoping this Horsemaster is pretty safe. Because even if there's a Soul Drain in hand, could Campfire want Soul Drain to finish off the Grimguard? So I'm just kind of reading there's no removal. Outland Ranger? Oh, there is a Soul Drain. Okay, Campfire. Campfire. Flashwind. Hit me for 7. We're going to go for the race, I think. Oh, no, gets the extra Campfire, of course. Why didn't I think of that? As much as I don't want this to double collect, I also want to kill this. Because if I Bomb Slinger is kind of bad because it means that the Manta can just finish off the Bomb Slinger. Although my opponent won't be collecting any Faeria. But I can take the more aggressive line, but I do run into Nightmare if I go for that. So if I go, let's say I go Mountain here, Ground Shaker. So the 2/2 lives, it can collect these. So yeah, I need to Bomb Slinger here. I don't have much choice. Because I'm now just kind of making sure my opponent can't collect without having just some removal in hand. And this is what I was talking about at the start of the match. You know, this matchup is very much about keeping your opponent starved of Faeria, and Yellow Tempo wants to do that, I want to do that, so we're both trying to achieve the same thing. Because if this comes over and clears my Bomb Slinger, the 2/2 is stuck here. It's just such an awkward place to be. Ideally, the Manta Rider wants to come here and it wants to collect, and you know, I want to do all that, but it might just leave my Bomb Slinger alone. If there is no removal, it might just say, actually, I'm just going to leave this here. I can move into double collection myself, and then I can drop the Ground Shaker. And that's when things get good for me, because not only do I have another double collector, but I can also develop a 5/6 here. Okay, cheeky. Gonna get that Archer down. That's fine. Is there removal for this? So now I have to move on to this tile to stop the Archer. Yeah, so double Archer. Probably going to line up some kind of Flash Wind play as a follow-up. Yeah, we'll collect. We'll Mountain. And then we'll Ground Shaker. And this gives us our Axe Grinder spots for the future. My opponent's still in a very good position as far as collecting's going. This can double collect. This can just move here and collect. Which is pretty solid. But the Ground Shaker is a problem. And we haven't seen a Nightmare yet. So Nightmare just might be the clean way to deal with the Ground Shaker. Maybe if there's a Flash Wind, my opponent doesn't mind just like Flash Winding this here onto a land and just sniping my collector. We'll have to see. Okay. Well, the ball is my opponent's court right now. I'm curious to see what happens next. Clock is ticking, so is there an answer? Maybe there's a more complicated line available using something like a Flash Wind. So I expect some mobility to come down. Yep, just... Oh, might even snipe the Ground Shaker. No, gonna go for the... Collect, move... Manta Rider. Okay, so just letting me push that 5 damage. A little bit problematic. I pick up a Bomb Slinger. It's not really what I want. Because Bomb Slinger's a bit meh here, because the 2/2 still lives. I don't like that. I think I'll take a draw. Flame Burst. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's go in. Set up the Brigand on the well. And we're just trying to finish off our opponent now. I'm going to probably draw a card every turn now, looking for Cypher's Wrath, looking for Flame Burst. We saw an Emperor's Command earlier on my Bomb Slinger. That should be a one-of if this is anything like S of Dawn's list. So yeah, just looking to just close it out. Just get that aggression going. If there isn't enough power off events for this Archer to kill the Ground Shaker, this might just have to move, and then the Manta Rider moves in to deal with this. Currently, this doesn't have a way to finish off my Brigand, because we've seen all the campfires. Oh, actually, no, tell a lie. This can just shoot. So this can shoot here, and then this can finish it off. I do get the refund, and this Manta does die, so the right double collector does get lost. I think this is the big question for my opponent. How does this get answered? Clean? Nightmare. Is Nightmare available right now? I don't think it is. I think we would have seen Nightmare last turn if Nightmare was there to finish it off. Okay, I think Nightmare just got drawn. Flash Wind. Okay. Hits. Goes for the... Yep, rip the Nightmare off the top there. And now the Archer can finish off the Brigand without giving me the refund. Pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. That was an amazing top deck. Absolutely amazing. With the Flash Wind as well. It wouldn't have been so bad if it was just Nightmare, because then at least, you know, this would have had to die, but yeah, it's pretty bad for me so far. So this is gonna push 5. These two guys are kind of making life a little difficult for me. I'm on 4 Faeria. I go up to 7 next turn. So I think I'm just gonna +1 and pass at this point. This might move on to my mountain, which would be really sad. I could turn this into a mountain, but I'd rather, obviously, be on this mountain. So Colossus is going to be a huge problem here. If he can set up a Colossus, because this can move and Colossus can dash here, so it doesn't even need to build the land. This can move into double collection. Hit me for 5. Are we going to see it? Yep, Colossus. Very, very concerning for me. I don't have time to finish off my opponent now. Another Archer as well. Oh, Man, this is really sad. It was looking so good, but that nightmare top deck. Why? Why did you do this to me? I mean, I have Bomb Slinger, Flame Burst. That's so miserable. I don't think I even win. I don't even know how I win the game from that line. I think it's just like last ditch effort of staying in the match, because I don't have enough Faeria for anything worthwhile that's a follow up. Like if I could follow up with a Firestorm or something, you know, that would be okay. Like, Firestorm's actually really good here, so maybe that's it. Maybe I just draw for the Firestorm. Oh, so close, but so far as well. Oh, man. Yep, let's go in a big game. Flame Burst face. Flame Burst face into a well played, and there we go. That is so disappointing. Flashwind and Nightmare, really? I guess it happens, right? It does happen, but no, good games, good games. That's really close. You know, I felt like I was so close to winning there, but things didn't really. My opponent had a very good top deck, but yeah. Very good game though, excellent match, really enjoyed that one. It's a shame to get that loss on the board, but no, things have been going pretty well for Red Combat today in this episode. So yeah, let's get into another match and hopefully we can continue to perform with this list. Alright guys, final game of this episode. Like I said, it's been going pretty well so far. Let's try and get a win to finish things off. Finish on a high note. And be pretty happy with the performance of this list. Going for the mountain in front, absolutely fine. So we will match your mountain in front with a mountain of our own. Mountain across into the Grimguard. Or the Blingguard, considering how much bling it has around it. Now, this is an interesting decision because do I go up the same side? Do I match my opponent without a Gift of Steel in my hand, which I currently don't have? No, I'm going to go down the opposite side here because, like I said, I can't match his Grimguard right now. I don't have a Gift of Steel. If my opponent has a Gift of Steel and we start butting heads around this area, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Now this next land might determine what type of archetype we're going against. If that was a desert, for example, it could very well be, you know, a red-yellow burn list. But it looks like my opponent is going to... It was considering splitting off there. I'm going to stick a Grimguard here. I'm going to double neutral Grimguard on this spot here, just so I can defend if I need to. I'm hoping to pick up a Gift of Steel very soon. Gift of Steel would be fantastic. It looks like my opponent is going to pre-Gift of Steel. Just to make sure to dodge like Flame Burst Cypher's Wrath, which is understandable. Or maybe not. My opponent is doing the exact same thing. Defensive Grimguard if needed. Alright, double neutral up into Grimguard. Look at this! The Grimguard party. I don't think I've ever seen so many Grimguards on one board. That's pretty funny. Gonna block me off. Understandable. Ooh, that's a dangerous move as there's no Gift of Steel. Oh, Gift of Steel going down this side. Please, please pick up removal. I did pick up removal, it's just not the right kind. Very sad. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna wait. Gonna see what happens. Goes for the mountain. Goes for the Gift of Steel. Can I have some Gift of Steel? Another Grim Guard! What's up with all these Grim Guards? They're all over the place. Garadan. Oof, okay. So, Garadan could be pretty good here. Okay. So, we do want Garadan Firestorm. Can I do that next turn? Is that an option? Garadan Firestorm. Let's assume I have no Faeria going into the next turn. Garadan Firestorm doesn't even kill these two, which is pretty annoying. Unless I lock them into place now. So I lock them in, let them take to 2, and then I just wipe the board. So let's do that. Let's just say, okay guys, we're just gonna lock you down here. Take that mountain, and then I pass. So yep, just locking them in, making sure there's no shenanigans. I want them. That's where I want them to be. I don't want the Horsemaster to come down, and they're able to set up more aggressive positions. Another Gift of Steel here is pretty dire. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Just gonna pass. Nice pass there, I like it. And there we go. Just clean up that board. Set up a double collector on the right hand side. My opponent does go into this turn with 10 Faeria, which is pretty good, to be honest. Could just double Flame Burst or something like that. Go for the Ground Shaker. Yep, that's fine, I think. Ground Shaker. I'm gonna go for. I think I'm just gonna hit the Brigand in this spot next turn. Just to block a Horsemaster play. +1. Flame Burst. Cypher's Wrath. Okay, that's really unfortunate. So I need to hope that they're... I kind of just need to hope there's not a Horsemaster. I mean, I can play around the Horsemaster. If I go for Axe Grinder here, I can move back and hit Cypher's Wrath. I think I just have to do it. I think I just have to bite the bullet and just line up the Axe Grinder Cypher's Wrath play. This is a little transparent, I believe, just mainly because I have to land on the well spot but didn't go for it. Yep, Axe Grinder. So I'm now the defender. Don't really like that very much, but I'll build a land for me. I'll take it. Thank you very much. I'll take that land. Into the Cypher's Wrath. Into the +1. Let's get that Faeria. In case the Horsemaster gets Cypher's Wrath, because if the Horsemaster gets Cypher's Wrath, I didn't need to build that extra land. I can always build that extra land on the follow-up. So now I can take the land here. Just diamond up in this position. Just go for the Brigand. I'll pass. So I'm a little vulnerable to Firestorm here. But if it happens, it happens. I'm just trying to play to my best out here. Garadan coming down. Yeah, I think I probably just lose. And the problem was that my opponent had Gift of Steel and I didn't. Sometimes it just comes down to that. I just lose the Flame Burst. There's so many things I lose to at this point. So yeah, we're just gonna Gift of Steel the Brigand. I hope there's not a Flame Burst or a Gift of Steel in hand. Probably just going to be a flame burst ripped off the top there, and there we have it. So not a bad result this episode. 3-2 in the end. Last two games I felt like I was outdrawn in crucial situations, like the Flash win last Nightmare, for example, but also in this case, we both had Grim Guards. My opponent had Gift of Steels, I didn't have Gift of Steels, so it's more than likely my opponent is going to win from that draw. So a little unfortunate there, but overall I'm pretty happy with how the deck performed. That concludes this episode of Become a God Season 2, and yeah, Red Combat did pretty well. We went 3-2 in the end. And overall, I was pretty happy with how the deck performed. I might bring it back again for next episode, just because it's, like I said, just a solid deck to climb the ladder with. So yeah, overall, very happy with how it performed. I don't feel like it needs any changes. It kind of feels just like a very solid deck overall. But yeah, excellent deck, worth using if you want to climb. And yeah, if you're watching this video, you probably have watched, or maybe you've missed the Seasonal Cup that was on yesterday. The VODs will be up on YouTube very soon, so you can watch the Seasonal Cup on this channel, or you can head over to twitch.tv/FaeriaTV if you'd like to watch the VODs from there. So be sure to check that out, and you can see some of the highest level play of Faeria, and it's a very good learning experience if you're looking to get better at the game. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. Drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. Be sure to check out earlier episodes of Become a God from Season 1 if you missed it. Or maybe some Journey into Pandora if you do enjoy Pandora and want to see me play that format instead. So until next time, guys, take care and enjoy Red Combat.